we have a new member of the crew today, and that is Kevin Pearson. There he is. Kevin, how are you doing, man?
You mean I'm not John Murphy?
You're not John Murphy. You're actually out in the actually, turn that off there so we can go back to this and talk a little bit more. Yeah, John Murphy is out covering water polo today. Is that right? Is that what he's doing?
Yeah, he's out at the, I believe, Murrieta Valley Long Beach Wilson semifinal game.
Right, he's out covering that game as well. And I was at volleyball last night. You were at volleyball too, right now.
Yes, I was.
Rev had a monsters game last night, right?
Yeah, Krista Van Sant, maybe one of the best offensive performances I've ever seen from high school players.
What did she have, like 38 kills?
39 kills on only 54 swings.
Wow.
Just amazing.
Wow, that is amazing. That's an incredible hitting percentage as well. Okay, well, we're here to talk about high school football. Pearson, you're covering what, Centennial?
I'm covering the Machine this week.
The Machine this week. And what are you going to cover, Eric?
I have the Norco Redlands grudge match.
That's going to be horrendous game. Unbelievable. Looking forward to it, though. We'll see how that one rolls. And let's go right to the contest. I have it broken down this week a little bit differently than normal. We're going to go with games, how you're picking the games right now. This is how the fans are picking right now. And I'm just going to break it down real quick. So 100% games, this is where the fans say 100% of the 100% of the fans are picking this way right now. And there's a bunch as we speak. We have 28 games in the contest this week. So Yucaipa at Centennial, Claremont at Roosevelt, Gary at Rancho Verde, Montclair at Arlington. I mean, let's say this. Arlington, 100% win over Montclair. 100% of the fans like Cajon over Coachella Valley. 100% of the fans like Kaiser over Apple Valley. 100% of the fans like Linfield to lose to Big Bear. And 100% of the fans like Aquinas over Yucca Valley. And let me backtrack through this one. 100% of the fans like Centennial over Yucaipa. 100% of the fans like Roosevelt over Claremont. And 100% of the fans like Rancho Verde at Gary. All right, to our panel here. Do you agree or disagree with any of those picks? Let's go to EPJ first and see what he has to say.
Yeah, I think most of them are pretty clear cut. Now, the one that could be the up in the air one is Roosevelt and Claremont. Claremont has a tremendous passing game. Their quarterback's thrown for about 3,200 yards this year. So that could be a good test for Roosevelt's defense. And Roosevelt's still looking for that first ever playoff win. So, but all the other ones I think are pretty clear cut.
All right, let's go over to Mr. Pearson. What do you have to say about that one, Eric?
You mean Kevin?
Yeah. I'm sorry. You're Eric, Kevin. You're all the same to me anymore.
We're interchangeable.
Yeah.
I'd have to agree with the fans. I mean, those games are overwhelming a majority of the favorite teams.
Okay, we're going to go now to our 90% games. Here they are. And the fans right now like Serrano over Temescal Canyon. West Valley, 90% of the fans like Summit over West Valley. Elsinore over Oak Hills, Beaumont over Granite Hills, and Chino over Carter. I think that the fans are leaning. I think Oak Hills is gathering a little bit of momentum as I was looking at it here a little while ago. I know, Eric, that you kind of have some thoughts about Carter. Give us your thoughts on that one.
Yeah, I definitely looking at through the stats. That's one of those matchups. Chino has scored 37 points in every game this year. Carter is only allowing about 11 points a game this year. So it's kind of a what will prevail, the big offense or the big defense. Chino's, the big wild card. Last year 0-10, and this year 10-0. How much of that improvement is, going to make them a big playoff contender? I did pick Carter. I think their defense can carry the day in here. And the other game in there, I think that could be an interesting one is Granite Hills and Beaumont. Granite Hills, another team with a tremendous defense. Mm-hmm. So those are, I think, going to be two pretty close battles. All
right. Okay, Mr. Pearson, Kevin Pearson.
I have to agree with the Carter game. Carter's a team that's still kind of learning how to win those big games. I think this is an opportunity for them to pull an upset, especially going against a team that struggled a lot last year. Granted, Chino did play very well this year with that 10-0 mark, but obviously they're both programs that are going to be on this type of stage for the first time in a while.
Right. I have a feeling that Chino, there's a lot of tradition there at Chino, and
this is their first playoff game since Coach Monger stepped down, or retired.
A lot of great players came out of Chino through the years, and we'll have to see how that one shapes up. All right, well, let's move on to the 80% games. This is where the fans are picking in 80% fashion. 80% saying Norco will win on the road at Redlands. This is interesting. Okay, of all the games, 25 of 28, the fans picked the home team except for these three games. Valley View at La Quinta. Again, Colton, the fans like Colton over Colony. That game's at Colony. Silverado, the fans like Silverado losing to Heritage. Not surprising, but and the fans like Notre Dame on the road at Grace Brethren. Gentlemen, do you agree or disagree with this with these picks?
Yeah, I agree with all of those picks. You know, those 3 road games, I believe Norco can go to Redlands and win that one. I believe Notre Dame has got a good shot to beat Grace Brethren. And I do like Colton over Colony. I think that's, you know, probably the most evenly matched game in that division in the first round, 2-7-3 teams. But, you know, the Norco Redlands one is still the most interesting. You know, kind of look back in 2006, they played a 13-7 overtime game, just a physical game. And we're going to see Norco with their offense liking to pound the ball versus Redlands and their huge defensive line. So that's going to be a great battle.
I still say that Norco Redlands game I saw, what year was it again, 2006? 2006. One of the best high school games I've ever seen, probably the most physical game at Colton High School, too, in the semifinals. Kevin?
The game I wavered on a little bit was the Valley View at La Quinta. Just one of those kind of gut feelings. I went with La Quinta in the end, but certainly it's kind of a toss-up. The Desert Schools have struggled at points in the playoffs in recent years, and their schedule out there may be a little bit weaker in the regular season, gets them a higher seed. But certainly a game that I kind of could have gone either way on.
Right. I think this game was 100% to La Quinta initially, which I think speaks to the sophistication of our fans out here, that they really like La Quinta as well. They know who La Quinta is all about. But Valley View's been picking up some steam here as we move on. All right.
2 programs that know each other well. They scrimmaged earlier this year. Before that, they used to play every season in non-league play.
Jack Fogarty mentioned that on Sunday during our show on the playoff pairings. All right. We only have one game in the 70% percentage, or basically, and that's Citrus Hill over Burroughs right now. And the fans saying 70% towards Citrus Hill. Agree, disagree with this one?
Yeah, I agree with this one. I think Citrus Hill has got the momentum after losing that opening league game to Beaumont. You know, taking a 4-game winning streak into the playoffs is kind of the way you want to be going in. And you know, the fact that they're at home, you know, if they would have to go to Ridgecrest, that might be a different story.
Right.
But I like Citrus Hill at home in this game.
Yeah, that would be a tough one. All right, Mr. Pearson, what do you think?
I agree. I saw Citrus Hill first game of the season, if I recall, and certainly a good ground game to work with, and I will definitely take Citrus Hill in this one.
Yeah, a team that's growing up very quickly throughout the year. A lot of sophomores and juniors who didn't have much varsity experience, but they have definitely gained it over the last couple of weeks.
I heard a lot of compliments about Citrus Hill from folks out my way, that they have matured quite a bit and are doing things the right way. All right, let's go to the 60% games. We have 3 of these. Again, the home team prevails in all 3 of these, according to the fans. And Chaparral at Upland, that's one to keep an eye on. Corona at Chino Hills, and Palm Desert at San G. Upland, Chino Hills, San G, all favored by the fans right now, but a slim margin. What do you think about this one, guys?
You know, I agree with 2 of the 3. You know, right now I'm picking Palm Desert to beat San Gregorio, even though you got to look at San G winning 6 in a row. That's definitely something in their favor, and having the home game. I also, you know, I like Chaparral on the road. It's just one of those things where I like Chaparral come playoff time in terms of what they can build up. And, you know, I think they're finally healthy now. We saw what Antoine Arnold can do when he is healthy.
Right.
And he's definitely a playmaker. It's going to be a matchup problem for Upland. Corona, it's going to be interesting what Corona team comes to show up. Is it the one that started off strong earlier in the year and beat Palm Springs? Or is it the team that lost 4 of its last 5 games?
All right, okay. Go ahead, Kevin. What do you think of this one?
I actually picked San G in this one, kind of a gut feeling. For me, I'll take Chaparral over Upland. I think that schedule Chaparral went through earlier in the season. Now that they are healthy and starting to get a little bit of confidence, get a little bit of momentum going, I think that schedule is really going to help them in the next couple weeks. And they're a team that we've said all along, you don't want to play this time of year.
Right. All right, so let's go to our final game of the day, and that is our toss-up game right now. Right now, this is Norda Vista at Victor Valley. Norda Vista, 45% say Norda Vista win, and 54% was picking Victor Valley.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Victor Valley on this one. This is one I think could go either way, but I'll go with the home team here. I think it's going to be hard to go up the hill and win this game, but I believe Norda Vista did it last year in the semifinals, having to go up, I believe, to, I'm not sure if it was Apple Valley or whatever it was, but they have proven they can do it before. It's just I like Victor Valley and what they've been able to do this year.
All right, Kevin, what do you think?
I'll take Victor Valley. I think going up to the top of the hill there is always difficult, particularly at a time of year where it's going to be really cold and really windy, potential rain up there this weekend. I think that the weather is going to play a huge factor in that game. because it legitimately could be in the 30s with a wind chill.
Right.
And very cold and windy.
Yeah, the rain could be a huge factor in a lot of games. You got to figure the big time passing teams could really struggle if the rain comes down.
What a mess it was at the end of last season in the finals. You know, good grief, it was unbelievable.
And that was on a turf field, so you got to imagine what it could happen if we get on some non-turf
Absolutely.
fields. How sloppy it could be.
And even those ground teams, some of them are going to struggle with holding on to the ball. A turnover here and there can change a playoff game in a hurry.
Right. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for joining us here on our Pick'em show, and we appreciate you guys for being with us. And it's going to be interesting to see the first week of the playoffs. So we'll have live coverage on Friday night to hear from the Press Enterprise at PE.com. For everybody here, I'm Louis Amistoy. We'll see you guys again real soon here on HS Game Time Live.